Here's the Russell 2000 daily. That runs sort of in the middle of the trend lines that I've managed to put on there. Again, I've added support and resistance as well. Now, for me, Russell's made up of 2,000 stocks. They're small and mid cap. So they're much more sensitive to what's happening with consumers. They feel it much quicker if we slow down our spending, for sure. This is the Russell on the 30-minute. So it's going to open again with that resistance line in place. So we're going to have to wait to see if it's going to open above that or below. Then I've got a support line in a bit further down, and then another support line, which is quite a bit down from there. Again, the levels are all marked for you, so you can make a note of them if you want to. Moving on to a couple of currencies. So here's the pound against the dollar cable. So here we've got sort of a downtrend, a subtle downtrend. It's not aggressive. We started to see a little bit of a recovery in the pound, but Boris Johnson, there's potentially, emphasise on potentially, the chance of a challenge to his leadership. There's been lots of letters going in supporting that. Whether there will be enough letters coming in, we'll have to wait and see. But there's a lot of ministers still unhappy about sort of Partygate, if you want to call it that, and during the lockdowns, and perhaps a little bit of his management of the country so far. So again, it's in that sort of slight down channel. There's some good resistance levels on the way up, but whether it's going to get up that high, I'm not so sure. To me, maybe it's going to test a little bit on the downside, just from the fact that if there's going to be a challenge for the leadership, it probably is going to be a negative impact on cable. This is the 30-minute, so it gave back a lot of its recovery. It's coming back to sort of around about the 25s and below. So what can I say? We'll have to wait and see. So here's the euro against the dollar. Again, got a resistance level there. So, the dollar gave back over the last week or so a little bit of its really strong move that it's had, a little bit of profit taking. That quite often happens, after the event. So, the event was obviously rates going up, and everybody knows that there's more potential ones coming. There's obviously as well the fact that they're going to start to reduce their balance sheet, but at a very slow rate, too slow in my mind. But so, the dollar's recovered just slightly. And again, the fact that there's a really good chance we're going to see some rate increases from the ECB this year, which earlier in the year possibly everyone was a bit doubtful whether they would or not, then that has sort of just steadied the euro slightly. It hasn't really made it strong. It's just stopped it from actually just dropping any further, I would say. Here we are on a 30-minute. Again, support and resistance lines are in there. Make a note of those. So the market's interesting for the euro. This week it's definitely going to be interesting because obviously with the ECB meeting, we should expect there to be a move on the euro. Especially, it's going to be the statement and then the press conference afterward that's really going to start to see some movement there. And which way it's going to break. Again, I've added the pivot points on for the euro against the USD. And here, as you can see on sort of Friday, it's stuck between the pivot point and R1 most of the day. And then towards the end of the day, it sort of came back and got sticky around the pivot point again. Here's Bitcoin for anyone who's interested in Bitcoin. Again, it's all the crypto came under pressure because of what was happening with the stable coins. and now it just seems to sort of just be bottoming out for the moment. It's going sideways, but it could soon turn one way or the other. I think 2022 was always going to be a sort of a funny year for crypto, and so far it certainly has been. I think it's going to be one of those unpredictable. It has been to a degree in recent months, tracking the stocks much closer than it has before. Here's the 30 minutes. So again, got a support level there, and a resistance level, which is quite a way up at the moment. As I mentioned, it was tracking the stock. So normally I do this as a daily for the comparison, but I thought it'd be nice just to see a 30-minute one. So again, here we've got the 30 minutes, and Nasdaq's in the black, Bitcoin's in the red. You can see there's still that sort of form of relationship. It's not point for point, but the overall sort of direction seems to be fairly close. It does break from time to time though, so just be careful, as do most correlations. Moving on to gold. Gold was very steady last week, and again, support and resistance levels there. It's fine. It sort of closed with a resistance level in place. Whether it's going to break through that at the start of the week, we'll have to wait and see. And again, another resistance level higher up. And again here on the 30-minute. Gold's put in a good performance recently. So yeah, it's given back some of its profits or some of its rally. But again, it's almost another one of those arches that we've seen on the majority of the contracts. And WTI, what can I say? It's so strong at the moment, even with the Saudis saying that they're willing to increase supply. Of course, saying you want to increase supply is one thing, being able to do it is another. I think personally that OPEC seem to be struggling to even meet their current quotas, let alone increasing any more, and a variety of reasons for that as well. So we're stuck in this sort of like bullish market for oil. It seems much more a case of investors buying dips at the moment, and cautiously selling the rallies because, where is it going to stop? And, a lot of that is going to be down to what's going on with the war with Russia, what's going on with sanctions, etc., etc. So finally, here's the 30-minute chart. Again, sort of managed to get in a resistance line there. I struggled, but I managed to get it. And a support line lower down. So again, we're in that uptrend. Remember, this is just a 30-minute though. So it'd be interesting to see if the market's going to take this forward in Asian hours tonight or being Sunday, and what Europe's going to do tomorrow morning, being Monday morning. So let's wait and see. I'm recording some of this on a Sunday, so but we post it very early Monday morning for you guys, so that it's there ready for you. So here's WTI with the pivot points. So it got rejected at the pivot point on Friday, went all the way up, a very strong close, broke through R1, managed to stay above that for the last couple of hours, and closed pretty much at its highs. So hope you enjoyed this. Just to give you a little bit of information about us, Symax Fintech, and services that we provide. We've got a daily newsletter, and in that is fresh chart levels every day, global news, my views, and we also include all the pivot points for the contracts that we list. Daily workshops, just 1-day workshops, 1-week courses. We do like 4-week masterclasses, although those weeks do not have to be taken all at once because we constantly running that particular class every other month. Trader mentoring, you know, maybe already trading, so we provide mentoring to help you to reach that next level. We do lots of consulting, exchanges, companies, and brokers all around really. And you know, obviously we provide a lot of trader educational content to a variety, not just individuals, but to exchanges, to brokers, and we just try and help as many people as possible. If you want to contact us with questions or requests or anything, then there's the email, info@symaxfintech.com. If you want to check out our courses, then the link is below that. So I'd just like to say thanks very much for watching. I hope to see you again next week. Have a great week trading. Best of luck, and you take care. Speak to you soon.